Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
OTA Live's the name of the show, baby. Ty Harper, Rez Digital hanging out. No bio tonight on the show. If you missed the UBX of Run DMC. Oh my God. Go check it out on the MySpace page. All right. Of course, check out OTA Live, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube. We're all over it. And make your vote count at www.flow935.com for the Mega City Countdown. Big shouts to Jada, man. Still #1. OTA Talk, Master T, Ivan Berry. Two legends hanging out with us, man.
Now, Master T, obvious question. Much music.
Right.
It's been a minute. You've had a chance to obviously do what you're doing right now. Look back and reflect. Looking at where they're at right now and what you created, obviously with Extended Mix and the other things that you did. What's your take on what's happening right now in terms of Much Music?
In terms of Much Music, I mean, it surprises me that I get, people come up to me. I mean, it doesn't surprise me to a certain extent. I mean, the fact that I was there for like 17 years and people are coming up to me, whether they're in their 30s or their 40s or their 20s, and say, hey, man, you were great. And, but what surprised me even more is the fact that, they're saying, oh, go back, go back on there, like it's, like fix it, make it happen. And I'm saying, you're 20 something years old. This is the prime of, your life, and Much Music is a network that you should embrace and that should be a part of your life.
Yeah. But
what I believe is that Much Music really and truly alienated and shut out an entire audience.
Yeah.
Whether they want to believe it, just from a lonely old ex-VJ, but that's what I really and truly believe. And it's not just about, black, green, Asian, or whatever music you want to call it. They just shut out an entire audience, which to me doesn't make sense. The only reason why it makes sense maybe to them is that they want to raise the tweenies and have them, so entrenched in the music that they grow up, started when they're 10 and they stick with it till they're 20 and they stick with it till they're 30. But there really isn't a heck of a lot of music on there now, and the majority of programming they want and they want to embrace is reality programming. So and all the urban programming, once again, it's almost like it's taking a cycle backwards. I mean, The Mix and Rap City, they're all buried shows now. I mean, to find them apparently, they're all on the weekend, and I think The Mix is 1 a.m. or something like that, and but what has happened is it's through the music that they've. The music that they feared at one point, they used to, shove their kids under the bed when, hip-hop videos coming on and all this drama and, and this is happening. That music obviously has become, mainstream popular music. So, they don't have to, send out Master T to interview, a Jay-Z. They can actually send, a white DJ to go interview an urban artist, because the artists themselves, they've actually grown up with, with the whole system and because the point, a lot of these artists used to come by and they didn't want to look at anybody unless you had some sort of credibility. They won't even speak to you. So I mean, everything has changed. I mean, YouTube is coming, and and on all these different outlets for for youth to embrace. So
I think what's crazy is when you look at that transitional period when you left. For a lot of us, it symbolized a passing of the torch in a beautiful way. From Master T,
Nam Mageni,
and The Mix to Nam and Much Vibe.
Yeah.
And then when she left, it kind of it was almost like it's since then it's been on a sort of a life support, because you still are seeing the imaging and the idea of Much Vibe and Rap City, but we don't have any hosts, and if we do have it, it's a voiceover, and the imaging hasn't changed in the last 8 years. We're still seeing the same intros.
And they don't want any host. I mean, that was part of it. What a lot of people.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
What a lot of it is that a lot of people didn't necessarily understand was just how much of the political drama. Once I was on the air, it's hey, great and everything. When you come off the air, you're dealing with all the politics of what happens with the network,
right?
And the fight to say, why are you doing a Demix and Around when we have, when we have, all these other live shows? And I'm saying I'm doing a Demix and Around, so you're not going to deal with these urban artists performing live and having an audience, a young black audience or young kids who are into hip hop come down to the network and the station. They're not going to trash it. They're going to come here respectful just to see Casey and JoJo. They're going to come here to see Erykah Badu. They're going to come here to see all these artists. So that was part of it, was just the fact that I believe they wanted the control of it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I mean, let's not forget, and I think a lot of us forget about the urban genres of music, particularly hip-hop, R&B, soca, reggae, etc. All of those genres are reach out and touch genres, right? And one of the reasons why much music don't work now is frankly because they don't have a host, right? And they don't have someone to conduct interviews and to go within the community and to integrate international artists with local artists.
Yeah.
You know, so sending a music video to Much Music and hopefully it gets played, and even if it gets played, is simply not enough, because what we've missed since T has left is the total interaction, you know, between artist and consumer.
Right.
And that's what his show provided. That has been and always will be the #1 marketing plan for any urban genre, is the total interaction between consumer and artist.
But that whole idea is like gone now, just because like
It's not gone.
there isn't
It's
one
actually
place.
It's actually coming back, and the people that continue to do it
Yeah.
show success.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like there isn't like you said. There's YouTube now, so it's like when someone wants a video, they just go online and they just get it.
Right, but why
Right.
do you think YouTube is so successful?
Well, just because of that, because you can
Because the
get
total
whatever you want.
interaction.
Right. Yeah.
And why do you think the acts that the urban acts that continue to tour, not just in America but in Europe and Dubai, etc., why do you think they're more successful in pure sound scan numbers and brand numbers, etc.? And you know, the days of Run DMC performing with bands and performing as a band and performing as if they were the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
and really taking a piece of knowledge out of, you know, how rock and roll does it.
Right.
Not rock and roll in its necessarily white or black form, but rock and roll in the form of a genre of touring is not about making money. Touring is about the support of a brand,
Right.
the continuation of a brand,
Yeah.
and the support of a piece of product. Whether the piece of product is your brand or this thing called CD. But it's in support and marketing of that brand. It's not just go there, catch the money quickly, etc. Because some of these rock acts, if they're making $100,000 a show, you know, they might come off the tour losing money. But when you're talking about acts like Genesis and the Rolling Stones and Michael Jackson and all this, when you talk about the production value that goes into that ticket price, you know, they may not actually come off the road making money, but it drives the brand so far,
yeah.
you know, into the multiverse.
Yeah.
That anything they come, I mean, we're still buying Michael Jackson stuff.
Right.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the brand is that strong.
Right.
And when you look at artists like Jay-Z, we were talking about Jay-Z and them earlier, that has not just created a brand. I'm not convinced that Jay-Z's brand is bigger than anybody else's because he's the best rapper or sold the most records or any of that stuff.
Right.
It has nothing to do with music and CDs. It has to do with everything else.
Right. All combined.
Look at Jennifer Lopez. She has a much bigger brand than her vocalist peers that have tripled her record sales.
Right.
And the reason for that is that she's a moving target. You don't know if she's a singer, she's an actress, she's got a perfume line, she's got this, she's got that. She's a moving target where the target isn't, let's see how much she scanned this week.
Right.
Right? She's just a huge brand. Full stop.
Yeah.